Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN0464, and before I proceed any further, this is a salvage title, or appears that it's going to be a salvage title car. 2016 223, which is Caviar with LA30 red interior, for sale at Copart in Maryland with 98,000 miles on it. And it appears like it's going to be a salvage title. We'll get into that here in a bit. Production statistics: 448 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 were Caviar. Of those, 202 had LA30 red interior. So that is 8.60%, or like a 2 or 3 out of 10. It's a pretty common color combo for these cars. White with red, white with black, black with black, and then black with red. So it's like the fourth most common. For 2016, 284 out of the 1,418 cars were Caviar, and 127 had LA30 red interior. So at its rarest, this car is one of 127. Lots of options on this car too, including factory door edge guards. That is a dealer option that you could add, but this was factory equipped with it, so it had a lot of options. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. Carfax shows this as a 3-owner, 1 accident in April of 2026. Front and side airbags noted as deployed, front and rear damage, and it noted as functional damage, which basically means it can still move. But that's not saying much. This was probably towed. Epic VIN shows this as a 4-owner, no accident car, so it's not on there yet. And AutoCheck shows this as a 3-owner, 1 accident, same in April of 2026. And it says damage to the left rear, which there's definitely not damage to the left rear, but it says everything else is unknown. So I think it's just because this accident just happened. It just, the early information got on the Carfax to let people know that there is an accident on it, but still waiting on the title status as well. This basically is a 3-owner, 1 accident, likely salvage title car, Maryland, New England car its whole life. Previous sales. This car first went on sale in January of 2016, $88,500 in Massachusetts, and it sold in October of 2016, so like 9 months for sale. Very common when these cars were new. Dealers didn't want to discount them. People didn't want to pay $90,000 for them. They wanted to pay $70,000. So then it was traded into a Jaguar Land Rover dealership in, looks like February 2022, and they put it up for sale for $58,000 with 44,500 miles, again in Massachusetts, and it sold in about a month to a buyer still in Massachusetts. And they must not have liked it, because about 4 months later, it popped back up for sale at CarMax, $58,000, so same exact price, but with about 1,500 more miles, 2,000 more miles, 46,500 miles in Massachusetts, and it sold in December of 2022, so about 4 months to a buyer in Maryland, which is the current, owner before it was at Copart. So now here it is, May of 2026, it's at Copart in Maryland with almost 100,000 miles, and it's likely gonna be a salvage title. So now into the photos. You can definitely tell that some of the airbags were deployed, and this car had other modifications to it. So the owner of this car, before it went to Copart, I'm familiar with it. I know he watches this channel. The GSF community is pretty small, so I kind of know that this car had other modifications to it. It had PPE unequal length headers, which it still has, and it has a tune on it. There were some other modifications, exhaust, other cosmetic things that have since been removed, likely because the insurance company didn't want to cover it, or when they paid him out. So he got to take those parts off and put the stock parts back on. And so that's probably what went on here. But as far as damage goes, there looks like there's suspension damage to the right rear, and that could possibly mean that there's frame damage too if it got that rear subframe and it pushed in part of the unibody. So that would be something to look closely at. As far as the front end goes though, the expensive parts, it looks like the grill's okay, and it looks like the headlights are okay. The transmission cooler, obviously that would need replacement, but the big what if that would separate this car from a rebuildable car or a parts car is that suspension damage and or frame damage. That would be the big thing. Airbags, those are replaceable. There's other things that get involved when airbags are deployed. I won't get into that here, but it had a carbon fiber hood at one point. Now it doesn't. The stock hood's back on. So I would be torn on parts car or fix it. And I'm leaning more towards parts car, and likely also because it's a New England car. So it could be rusty underneath. I haven't seen underneath it. Previous owner, if you're hearing this, seeing this, definitely let me know in the comments. Let future bidders know, future owners know, anything you want to share in the comments here, and I'll pin it to the top. As far as the price goes, This car will probably fetch in the area of $20,000 to $22,000 at Copart. So that with fees, shipping, everything else, they're probably going to be in at about $25,000. And retail price on this car, if it's rebuilt, somewhere around $28,000 to $30,000. And I think that doesn't leave a lot of room to fix some of this. So airbags, bumper, fender, rear quarter panel, suspension damage, things like that. So there's more than $5,000 worth of damage, obviously, because it's totaled. I would see it more as a parts car. That's the long and short of it. So now into the service history. This car is fairly well dealer serviced until like the last 2 years or so. It did have a few independent shop services that I see on Carfax. The first entry of note is November 2017. Door edge guard was coming off and they repaired it, reinstalled it. January of 2020, the JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pumps. And the KLG, that is the GPS location reporting incorrectly. So that's done. July of 2023 at 57,000 miles, the transmission was serviced. Again, what you like to see. February of 2024, check for ECU latest calibration. Why would they say that? That's because anytime you get a tune on these cars, that's the very first thing that the tuners ask. This one has tuned by Loy, and that is the very first thing that he asked. He said, take it to the dealer and make sure that it has the latest ECU calibration. In this instance, the car did not, and so they updated it, and that's definitely why, because this car has a tune on it. And at that same service, they also did a coolant flush, so another good thing to see. And then there's a few events on Carfax afterwards, and it doesn't really give a lot of detail as to what's done. It just says service facility, vehicle serviced. Don't know what that is. Maybe the owner, if he wants to share, can comment on some other stuff that was done. So what's not done on paper? 60,000 mile service, that would be spark plugs, things like that, brakes, tires, kind of irrelevant at this point, but the TVD service, the carbon fiber trim's original, but looks like it's starting to delaminate also. The valley plate, as always, and then this car is a rust belt state car. So how rusty is it underneath? It definitely looks like it was driven in the winter. So how rusty is it underneath? But that brings me to, would I buy this car? I would probably look at it, as I said, I would look at it like a parts car. The value is the headlights, the grille, the interior. If the side airbags on the seats have not been ripped or anything like that, if the seats haven't been ripped, the carbon fiber trim, the TVD, the drivetrain, things like that, that would be the value of this car to me. And so for me, parts car, but I would still probably try to pursue it in the area of around $20,000 if that was something I was trying to get. I don't think rebuildable wise, I think you're going to be in it far too much. And then this, if somebody buys this and rebuilds it, it's going to be one of these that somebody's trying to sell for $50,000 for 2 years or something like that. And it's, they're looking for a sucker. I don't think that's the market for this car. I think this car is probably better suited as a parts car, in my opinion. So that's what I've got for you guys. VIN 0464. Thanks again for watching. Go check it out. We'll see you soon.